Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So before we get started, make sure to hit the like button, also subscribe to my channel. In this video, we will talk about top 10 places to experience Australian culture. So make sure to watch the full video. Australian culture is so much more than beaches and barbecues. Think some of the world's best cafes, cocktail bars, vintage boutiques, theaters, and festivals. And that's just the beginning. 1. Melbourne. Wander through the Fitzroy neighborhood to discover some of the city's coolest vintage shops, cafes, and bars. Melbourne lives and breathes culture. From avant-garde fashion pop-ups to one of the world's most well-priced but high-quality, experimental culinary scenes. Wander through the Fitzroy neighborhood from Gertrude Street to Johnson Street to discover some of the city's coolest vintage shops, cafes, and bars. Visit Everyday Coffee for outstanding lattes and cappuccinos served by expert baristas. Proud Mary just off Smith Street for phenomenal and quintessential Melbourne brunch dishes, and the Everleigh or Polly Bar for classy cocktails. 2. Adelaide. Adelaide Central Market is gourmet and artisanal food heaven. Adelaide is the festival capital of Australia, with the months of February and March seeing the city come alive with various events, notably the Adelaide Fringe, comedy, Womadelaide, music, and the Adelaide Festival of the Arts. Attracting creatives from all over the world, Adelaide's festival season is one of the finest you'll experience anywhere. But even outside prime time, there's plenty to offer for getting a cultural fix, including the Adelaide Central Market, gourmet and artisanal food heaven, and the South Australian Museum, housing 4 million Indigenous Australian artifacts. Stay in the 19th century Adabco Boutique Hotel Adelaide, just a 14-minute walk from the market. 3. Canberra. Head to Canberra's Monster Kitchen and Bar for fine Australian wine and elegantly presented nibbles. Over the past few years, the Australian capital's cultural scene has transformed. The city is now attracting more and more visitors keen to sample its many festivals, sophisticated eateries, wineries, lively old bus depot markets, and world-class galleries. The new Acton precinct is the center of the action, with cafes and restaurants championing local produce and drawing in the city's creative crowd. Try morning glory for artisanal home-baked goods and breakfast dishes like miso carrot cake and sardines with black sesame waffles. Then there's Monster Kitchen and Bar for an evening of fine Australian wine and elegantly presented nibbles, or bicicletta for authentic Italian fare. Canberra is also home to the National Gallery of Australia, sat on the shores of the city's Lake Burley Griffin, and containing the largest collection of Australian Indigenous art in the world. In terms of festivals, there's the Spring Flower Celebration called Floriade, the National Folk Festival, and the Canberra Writers Festival, to name a few. Stay at Ovala Nishi, and you'll only have to walk 2 minutes to get your gelato-filled belly home after dinner at Bicicletta. 4. Hobart. Mona Gallery, arguably Australia's most interesting art gallery, celebrated as a subversive adult Disneyland. The capital of the island state of Tasmania, Hobart has come a long way in recent years, emerging as the new cultural capital of Australia. This is in no small part thanks to Mona, arguably the nation's most interesting art gallery. Celebrated for its playful and provocative approach, the founder described it as a subversive adult Disneyland and perched on the banks of the River Derwent in the center of the city. And the city's festival season is a big deal here too. Expect summer food fairs as well as the Dark Mofo Festival in winter, where you'll discover Gothic-themed art, bonfires, and performances. There's also a burgeoning scene for gourmands, with some of the world's best chefs offering everything from fresh seafood on the waterfront to high-end fusion, all washed down with fine Derwent River Valley wines. Treat yourself to a stay at Mona Pavilions, truly magnificent contemporary accommodations connected to the gallery and overlooking the Derwent River. 5. Sydney. Visit the bohemian Newtown neighborhood of Sydney for great brunch places, thrift stores, and boutiques. While the Sydney Opera House and Bondi Beach are unmissable attractions, it's worth delving much deeper into Sydney's cultural scene to really get the most out of this incredible city. Start your day with brunch in the Newtown neighborhood, followed by browsing its thrift stores and boutiques. Then head to Surrey Hills, where galleries, cafes, and venues, such as the Belvoir Street Theatre, whose stage has been graced by the likes of Cate Blanchett. Visit the exquisite Vaucluse House for a glimpse into 19th century Sydney life. Now a museum, you can take a guided tour followed by high tea in the Art Deco tea rooms. Finally, spend a relaxing evening enjoying open-air cinema, overlooking Sydney Harbour Bridge, or under the eucalyptus trees on a hill in Centennial Park. Immerse yourself even more in local life by booking into an apartment in Surrey Hills at the highly rated Adge Apartment Hotel. 6. Uluru. Uluru, also known as Ayers Rock, is an iconic landmark both for its spiritual significance and awe-inspiring landscape. If you know anything about Australia, I'm sure it comes as no surprise to you that Uluru has landed at number 1. Uluru, which has a very special place in Aboriginal culture, is recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site in Australia. Set in the heart of the Northern Territory, Uluru is just over 5 hours' drive from Alice Springs. This sacred cultural landmark will leave you breathless when the sun goes down while you sit beneath the stars. 7. Broome. Located in the scenic Kimberley region, Broome is a coastal town with picturesque beaches and numerous tourist attractions. Go on a camel ride across Cable Beach or visit the award-winning SSJG Heritage Center so you can learn about the different cultures that make up this idyllic town. Broome acts as a gateway to the Kimberley region, so you can experience the Australian outback without having to drive endlessly towards the center of Australia. For a true outback experience, the Kimberley region has Cape Leveque, Horizontal Falls, and Roebuck Bay. 8. Melbourne. A cultural melting pot, Melbourne offers an insight into modern Australian culture. With a focus on the arts, Melbourne offers museums, galleries, and theatres which reflect Australia's identity, both old and new. This bustling city has gained a reputation as the cultural and sporting capital of Australia, so it's a great place to get a real sense of Australia. Take a free walking tour to view some famous Melbourne architecture and see the main cultural landmarks of the city. Your friendly guide will provide you with some interesting historical facts along the way. 9. Barossa Valley. Australia is renowned for its vineyards, and there is no better vineyard than Barossa Valley in Adelaide, South Australia. Adelaide itself is the wine capital of Australia, with the Barossa Valley being its crown jewel. Adelaide is a great example of how Australia isn't just outback and city living. The lush greenery along with the sweeping rustic vineyards reflects the diversity in the Australian landscape. The Barossa Valley is an ideal area to explore the finer parts of modern Australian culture because you'll find some of Australia's finest food and wine experiences here. 10. Blue Mountains. Located just west of Sydney, the Blue Mountains region offers stunning natural scenery alongside rugged mountains. From the bushwalking trails through native flora to the astonishing Gentleland Caves, the Blue Mountains has plenty to see and do. Enjoy the natural wonders of the area while learning how Indigenous communities lived and interacted with the area and each other. Discover the Dreamtime story of the Three Sisters or be captivated by the Gundungurra people's belief of the caves being a source of healing power. The Blue Mountains offer a glimpse into Australia's past while offering beautiful natural landscapes in the present. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to our channel before you go. Thank you for watching.